Hello viewers, my name is Chase Clover, and this is my preview and predictions video for the USW pay-per-view entitled USW Hardcore Heaven 2014. This pay-per-view will be live on June 29th, 2014 in New York, I believe. Excuse me. And it's pretty much the one night of the entire year that USW becomes complete hardcore destruction. And there are 14 matches on this match card. I will get to each and every one of them, and I also will talk about the USW part to look forward to in this pay-per-view, which is the reveal of Enigma, and it will be, in my opinion, this pay-per-view will be nothing short of a very good show. I believe this pay-per-view will be one to look forward to, and I believe it's $29.99 for a ticket to this pay-per-view. Or a $29.99 to rent this pay-per-view on the website, and I believe for $30 you're getting your money's worth. This pay-per-view should be one of the best this year. And if it were to be as hated as USW Steel Purgatory 2014, then that would be surprising to me. But if it were that bad, then I would talk about how it wasn't worth the $30 in my review video. But for now, I think you're gonna get your money's worth. So to start off the night, in our kickoff match, we have a submission match, Bulletproof Series submission match, Dwayne Porter versus Gringo. This should be a very entertaining match. Especially with Dwayne Porter. I could look forward to, and so can you, I believe we can look forward to high-flying, and a lot of powerhouse, maneuvers, and seeing that this is a submission match, you kind of have to look at and see it. You have to look at it and kind of listen to it and kind of focus on, the performer's in-ring ability. And being as neither of these competitors are too much of submission-based performers, I'm seeing it a little hard to kind of take in as a match that would be good to see, because when you have a match such as a submission match, or a ladders match, or a tables match, or last man standing match, you want to have there be a lot of things involved with the stipulation itself. So a tables match, you want to have tables involved. Ladders match, you want to have ladders involved. In a submission match, you want to have submissions involved, and that's what kind of makes it entertaining. That's what makes a match entertaining. And when you don't have something to make the match entertaining, it becomes bland. It becomes a match where it's just not worth watching and not worth your money. And if these two don't use a lot of submissions and they don't break from submissions, then I don't think the match will be one to look forward to. But if they can, and they can start putting in submissions, and they can start making it look like, oh, I'm going to tap, or I'm going to make him tap, or, you have to have a few submissions. If they get a few submission locks in and broken as well, then I think that match will be something to look forward to. But if it's just, they just take down each other, then, and somebody wins off a submission, maybe the first submission of the night they win by, then it's not really that much of an entertaining match. In my personal opinion, I feel like Dwayne Porter is going to defeat Gringo because of the fact that Gringo is still developing. Dwayne Porter, yes, he's still developing, but he's also a big name in not the biggest, but one of the big names in USW because he has developed and because of his ability. Gringo doesn't have as great of an ability. He doesn't have too much of an extended moveset. It's limited, and the moves that he does have are kind of bland. And with Dwayne Porter, he's a high flyer as well as a powerhouse. He's a high flyer, so you can expect him to have a few high flying moves and points in that match where he's gonna go and take risks. Then I think Dwayne Porter's got an upper hand, and I think he's gonna use that upper hand to his advantage and win the match by submission and earn 10 points and possibly stay in the Bulletproof Series. Second match tonight is a breakaway match, and it's Lane versus Titanfall. For those of you who don't know what a breakaway match is pretty much similar to a tables match, but you can go through any foreign object. Like, you can have a chair, and you can put them through the chair. You pretty much have to put them through a single object. You have to put them through the object and have it break. So you can have a ladder, you can put them through a ladder and break the ladder in half, and then you win. Same with a table. You can break a chair in half if you put them through it. You can break the announcer table in half. If you put them through the ring, you can break that, and it's pretty much a breakaway match. You win by putting your opponent through a foreign object, and this is a filler match. This is a match where it's pretty much there to put another match on the card, and not going to really be used for anything. It won't hurt either of these competitors' careers or time with USW. This match, it should be exciting to see, and also to guess what they're going to be put through, and also what they're going to try to put each other through. But there is a size advantage, and there also is a powerhouse advantage, being that Titanfall is taller than Lane, and Lane is stronger than Titanfall. So I feel like Lane will win the match because he can put through Titanfall through an object easier than Titanfall can put Lane through an object, because, if you slam an opponent through a table, the table's more likely going to break. If you just knock a guy off the top rope and through on a table, then it's more than likely that putting the opponent through the table will be easier to win by than putting your opponent through the table off a fall or something like that. So I believe Lane will be Titanfall, and it may be a good match, but then again, it's not the match to look forward to. The third match on the match card, is a knockout match, and is Alexander Rotten versus Hernastley. Alexander Rotten has been in one knockout match before. Hernastley has not been in any knockout match before. The knockout match was Alexander Rotten versus Zach Hardy, and that was for the USW Championship at USW Tap Out 2014. And that match, Zach Hardy won after knocking. And also a knockout match, you don't have to necessarily knock your opponent out. You can also get him to say, "I quit," and also not get him back to his feet before a 10 count. So it could also, a knockout match is, knocking your opponent out, and it could also have the same victory as an I quit match and as a last man standing match. So, Alexander Rotten lost to Zach Hardy, after he couldn't respond to a 10 count, and now that Alexander Rotten is used to a knockout match and the rules to a knockout match, I believe he will have an advantage over Hernastley, especially considering he is heftier than Hernastley, and Hernastley is kind of shorter and not as much of a powerhouse as Alexander Rotten, and so Alexander Rotten can pretty much decimate Hernastley. So I'm gonna look at Alexander Rotten defeating Hernastley. I think that Alexander Rotten will win by knockout, maybe. And also the other matches, Dwayne Porter will beat Gringo by submission, and Lane will beat Titanfall by putting him through a table. Anyways, fourth match on the match card is a weapons match. Amor versus Chris Ross. This is the first weapons match, I believe, that is not featuring Zach Hardy. Yes, Zach Hardy has a lot to do with Hardcore Heaven and with a lot of the matches on this card, but it is true. And so, looking at the competitors going into this match, you've got Amor and Chris Ross. Chris Ross being the tallest performer in USW. Amor being maybe the most technical wrestler in USW. And putting each other through weapons match, with weapons scattered throughout the ring, scattered through ringside, up the entrance ramp, on the color commentary table. I believe that Chris Ross will have an advantage over Amor. I'm lenient on whether I think Amor can come out with the victory over Chris Ross, because he does have a lot of will have a lot of chances to counter moves and be able to get away from Chris Ross. Maybe Chris Ross will go to bash him in with a chair, and Amor will run out of the way like a bloody whatever. And Amor will be able to counter on Chris Ross. Chris Ross will have an advantage though, being as he is stronger and he is more focused. Also being that Chris Ross is a former 4-time USW World Heavyweight Champion, and Amor is not exactly World Championship material. It's hard for me to guess who's going to win the match, but if I had to guess, I'd probably pick Amor over Chris Ross. No, I'll pick Chris Ross over. I'll pick Amor over Chris Ross. I think the match will be good. I think Amor will win by pinfall, and that's that. The fifth match on the match card is a Falls Count Anywhere match. It's a Bulletproof Series Falls Count Anywhere match. Philip Akron versus Prophecy. First things first. Where do you think this match is going to end? Maybe the parking lot, maybe inside the arena, maybe on the highway, maybe it could be in Connecticut. They may wrestle back down to Connecticut, maybe inside a car, on top of a car, in a backstage room, similar along those lines. It could end up in the ring, maybe in the stands, somewhere along those lines. I think Prophecy will win. Well, I think Philip Akron will win. And I think he'll win by pinfall, and maybe this match will end up going into the fans and the audience, the stands. Anyways, sixth match on the match card is the barbed wire death match, Switchblade versus Blade. I think Blade is going to win this, actually, because I think he'll be really sneaky and put Switchblade through a lot of barbed wire, and I think he'll use that barbed wire to his advantage to win by pinfall. So I think that Blade will defeat Switchblade, and maybe through pin. I wouldn't be surprised though if they were to win by submission, maybe, because he would be able to use that barbed wire in some sort of submission maneuver type way. But then again, having Blade win would it wouldn't really do anything for the rivalry. Maybe it would, I don't know. Maybe give him bragging rights, but, yeah, I mean, Blade got the last laugh, Blade got the laugh on intensity, after hitting Switchblade with a chair. But if Blade were to get another laugh by defeating Switchblade by pinfall, putting him through barbed wire and all that, I mean, I think they might both go through barbed wire, but it seems like Blade may win this because he can shove him through barbed wire, kind of duck out of the way and put him through barbed wire. I think Blade is going to win this. Seventh match on the match card, and by pinfall. 7th match on the match card is a street fight match, and it is a Bulletproof Series match. Rush versus DHIG. I think I'm going to cut this one short and sweet. I think Rush is going to beat DHIG by pinfall. No, DHIG is going to beat Rush by pinfall. And the reason why is because Rush has defeated DHIG the past 2 weeks, and for him to win again would be three hits in a row, and DHIG would pretty much be 3 strikes you out. So I would say DHIG would win by pinfall. That's that. 8th match on the match card is a no holds barred match. It's Cannon versus Greyhound. Bulletproof Series match. No holds barred. Cannon versus Greyhound. And this match should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. If I would have rearranged the Bulletproof Series matches tonight, or for that night, I'd have Rush versus DHIG, Cannon versus Dwayne Porter, Prophecy versus Greyhound, and Philip Akron versus Gringo. That's how I would water it down. But nonetheless, these are the matches, and I mean, Cannon has the powerhouse advantage as well. Both of them are high flyers as well. In fact, Cannon's finishing maneuver is a high flying move. Greyhound, pretty sneaky. I think he has the opportunities to do a lot in this match. I'm lenient on whether I think Greyhound will win, and I'm also lenient on whether I think Cannon will win. So I'm gonna do a coin flip. Heads is Cannon, tails is Greyhound, and it's tails. So I think Greyhound will win the match. And we'll have Greyhound win by submission. So I think Greyhound will beat Cannon by submission. 9th match on the match card is a last man standing match. George Martin versus Corner. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet as well. I think Corner is going to beat George Martin by not entering the 10 count. 10th match on the match card is the International Championship match. Metal Chain Hangman's match. Marjagetta defending the championship against Weston Light. As I said on the intensity review, I thought that they could do a lot with the International Championship. Make it a tag team championship, keep changing the names, add stipulations to championship matches, somewhere along those lines, and Marjagetta being the champion, I don't think that does anything bad to either one in this match. As to who I think will win, being as this is a metal chain hangman's match, you have to pretty much put your opponent in a metal noose, pretty much hang your opponent through a metal chain until they come out incapacitated, and the referees have to unleash the noose or chop off the top of the noose portion. In my opinion, I think that neither of these competitors have an advantage. Western Light's presence, his kind of frightening presence, and Marjagetta's confidence, and also the fact that they're both pretty much, it seems like they're almost friends, based off what happened on the intensity. I feel like Marjagetta and Western Light both have an equal chance of winning this match. If I had to pick a victor, I would pick Western Light over Marjagetta, and I think it'll be close. I think it'll be very good. I think this will be a very entertaining match. I think you'll get your money's worth if you really want to see the first international championship match. And I think you're going to, see a new international champion crowned that night. So, my prediction, Western Light will beat Marjagetta. 11th match on the match card is the Extreme Championship match, tables match. Crimson Red defends the title against MC4. Short and sweet because this championship is pretty much the only thing holding the rivalry together. And the rivalry's I mean, this rivalry is not really being done with, nothing's being done with this rivalry. And also, having the fact that the last time you saw either Crimson Red or MC4 on Intensity was a few weeks ago, and they haven't done anything now. I thought they were going in another direction with this rivalry, but I guess they're not. So I'm not really paying too much attention to this rivalry, but if I had to pick, what's the one it would be? I would have to pick MC4 to beat Crimson Red by putting him through a table. Anyways, that's that. 12th match on the match card is for the Blue Belt Championship, a 3-way ladders match. James defends the title against Chain Reaction and Ash. Short and sweet. I think Chain Reaction's gonna beat James and Ash and become the Blue Belt Champion by retrieving the belt. I think that James will fight a very good match. I think that James will go out fighting. Don't really think Ash is going to do too much. But I think James and Ash are going to be probably fighting on top of the ladder. And then Chain Reaction's going to come out of nowhere, knock the ladder down. They're both going to go out of the ring. And then climb the ladder and retrieve the championship belt and win. That's my personal opinion. So enough on that match. Now, the main event matches. The 13th match on the match card is for the USW World Heavyweight Championship. Tables match. Capital defends against Alex. Again, my opinion, I think Alex is going to win this match. Because even though Capital is a powerhouse, and Alex is more of a high flyer, I think, even though with Alex being a high flyer and having more of a risk of going through the table, like by accident, and with USW, it doesn't matter whether you go through the table or not. If you go through a table, you're out. It doesn't matter if you put yourself through it or not. But yeah, I think Alex will win because he'll be at the top rope. Maybe Capital will try to put him down, and Alex will get Capital out of the ring or knock him off the rope and onto a ladder, and onto a table, and pretty much win the match. So I think Alex will win his first singles championship by defeating Capital and pretty much going from. The last championship he won was the Unified USW Tag Team Championships, now held by Cannon and Prophecy. I think that now with him winning the World Championship, if he were to, I think that would put him on the radar. And I think it would do a lot for him. And, I guess that's it. Alex, I think, will have an advantage. Capital may have it easier, but I think Alex has an advantage. So I think Alex will win the USW World Heavyweight Championship by putting Capital through tables. 14th match on the match card in the main event, USW Championship Ladders match. Zach Hardy defends against Yo-Yo Joe. Kind of hard to guess who will win the match, being this is the main event, and I think this is what a lot of people are putting their money to this pay-per-view for, Zach Hardy versus Yo-Yo Joe. You see two USW originals from Lapped Out Wrestling back when they were there. Yo-Yo Joe, yes, has been here longer. And yes, Yo-Yo Joe has been here since 2006. Zach Hardy has been here since 2008, and I say here as in under contract with any organization that Carl Reese has. Due to the fact that both of these competitors have an equal chance in ladder matches. Zach Hardy, has a lot of experiences in ladder matches. Yo-Yo Joe has a lot of experiences in ladders matches. It's going to be a hard fight, and I think, not only do I think Enigma will appear in this match, but I do think that it will go down to the very end, and I think Yo-Yo Joe will beat Zach Hardy and win the USW championship. That's my guess. And as I think he'll win by getting the championship belt. As well as I think Yo-Yo Joe has a slight advantage over Zach Hardy. I mean, Zach Hardy is a powerhouse and a high flyer. Yo-Yo Joe is a high flyer, powerhouse, and technical wrestler. I think that both these competitors will put on a very, very good show, very good performance. Who do I think will win? I think your victor is going to be Yo-Yo Joe. And that's that. It looks like we're going to be crowning new champions throughout the entire night, in my opinion. So I guess just stay tuned. I think for $30 you're going to get your money's worth. I think this is the kind of pay-per-view where if you were to put your money to it, not knowing about the matches, not really too, sure about the matches, I think even if you were to pay, I think you get your money's worth because this is hardcore throughout the entire night. And sadly, we don't see this every night. We have to see this once every year. But, Hardcore Heaven, there are very few pay-per-views where there are no disqualifications in at least one of their matches. Or at least one of their matches is traditionally held without disqualifications. And, I know that there is USW Steel Purgatory. I don't know which else there are. I believe there are Tap Out, I think Key and Case, Capital Carnage, Ultimate Consequence, I think Bulletproof as well, I think Top Rope as well, Insanity as well. There are a few. I think Bulletproof as well. But I guess that this pay-per-view will be one of the things. I think maybe one of the pay-per-views in any wrestling organization that is worth your money, even if you don't know what the matches are, or even if the matches aren't worth it itself. Anyway, guys, off of the matches, let's get into what you really want to hear, and that is who I think is under the identity of the mysterious Enigma. I thought long and hard about this. I thought hard about this. I thought about this. And I've eliminated, because he's Caucasian, that eliminates the African American and Hispanic performers in USW. Because he is attacked a few other competitors, means that he is also not those competitors being attacked. So, out of this pay-per-view lineup, and I think he's one of them out of the pay-per-view lineup, I think we have eliminated Dwayne Porter, we have eliminated Alexander Rotten, we've eliminated Finastley, we have eliminated Prophecy, we have eliminated, we've eliminated Rush, we've eliminated DHIG, we've eliminated Cannon, we've eliminated Greyhound, we've eliminated George Martin, I believe, or, no, I don't know. We've eliminated Marsha Gitter, we've eliminated Western Light, we've eliminated, James, we've eliminated Chain Reaction, I believe, we've eliminated Ash, we've eliminated Capital, we've eliminated Alex, we've eliminated Zach Hardy, we've eliminated Yo-Yo Joe. So, that means the people that are left are Gringo, Lane, Titanfall, Finastley, Amor, Chris Ross, Philip Akron, Switchblade, Blade, George Martin, Corner, Crimson Red, MC4. That's it. That's who we've got left. And my prediction is that your number one suspect as Enigma is Blade. Because on Intensity, he smacked Switchblade with a chair, he speared him. That's what Enigma did to everyone that he's attacked. And so yeah, that's my thought on who Enigma is. We will have him be revealed at USW Hardcore Heaven 2014. Please, everyone, remember to buy this pay-per-view. $29.99 for pay-per-view. This will definitely be worth it. USW Hardcore Heaven 2014 on June 29th, 2014, live from New York, New York. Okay, so that's my preview and prediction video on the USW pay-per-view entitled USW Hardcore Heaven 2014. Remember, everyone, to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I am Chase Clover, signing off.